The Proverbs of Solomon, Chapter 1. The Parables of Solomon the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to understand the words of knowledge, to receive instruction to do wisely, by justice and judgment and equity, to give unto the simple sharpness of wit, and to the child knowledge and discretion. And wise men shall hear and increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a parable, and the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark sayings. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the father's instruction, and forsake not thy mother's teaching, for they shall be a comely ornament unto thine head, and as chains for thy neck. My son, if sinners do entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, Come with us, we will lay wait for blood, and lie privily for the innocent without a cause. We will swallow them up alive like a grave, even whole, as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious riches, and fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us, we will all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. Certainly, as without cause the net is spread before the eyes of all that hath wing, so they lay wait for blood, and lie privily for their lives. Such are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain. He would take away the life of the owners thereof. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She calleth in the high street, among the priests in the enterings of the gates, and uttereth her words in the city, saying, O ye foolish, how long will ye love foolishness? And the scornful take their pleasure in scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my correction. Lo, I will pour out my mind unto you, and make you understand my words. Because I have called, and ye refused, I have stretched out mine hand, and none would regard. But ye have despised all my counsel, and would none of my correction. I will also laugh at your destruction, and mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh like sudden desolation, and your destruction shall come like a whirlwind. When affliction and anguish shall come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, because they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, but despised all my correction. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For ease slayeth the foolish, and the prosperity of fools destroyeth them. But he that obeyeth me shall dwell safely, and be quiet from fear of evil. Proverbs chapter 2. My son, if thou wilt receive my words, and hide my commandments within thee, and cause thine ears to hearken unto wisdom, and incline thine heart to understanding. For if thou callest after knowledge, and criest for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He preserveth the state of the righteous. He is a shield to them that walk uprightly, that they might keep the ways of judgment. And he preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment, and equity, and every good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge delighteth thy soul, then shall counsel preserve thee, and understanding shall keep thee, and deliver thee from the evil way, and from the man that speaketh froward things, and from them that leave the ways of righteousness, to walk in the ways of darkness, which rejoice to do evil, and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they are lewd in their paths. And it shall deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger that flattereth with her words, which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her God. Surely her house tendeth to death, and her paths unto the dead. All they that go in unto her return not again. neither take they hold of the ways of life. Therefore walk thou in the way of good men, and keep the ways of the righteous. For the just shall dwell in the land, and the upright men shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressor shall be rooted out of it. Proverbs chapter 3. My son, forget not thou my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For they shall increase the length of thy days and the years of thy life, and thy prosperity. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them on thy neck, and write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own wisdom. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes, but fear the Lord, and depart from evil. So health shall be unto thy navel, and marrow unto thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy riches, and with the firstfruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with abundance, and thy presses shall burst forth with new wine. My son, refuse not the chastening of the Lord, neither be grieved with his correction. For the Lord correcteth him whom he loveth, even as a father doth the child in whom he delighteth. Blessed is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise thereof is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof is better than gold. It is more precious than pearls, and all things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and her right hand riches and glory. Her ways are ways of pleasure, and all her paths prosperity. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold on her, and blessed is he that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath laid the foundation of the earth, and hath established the heavens through understanding. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not these things depart from thine eyes, but observe wisdom and counsel. So they shall be life to thy soul, and grace unto thy neck. Then shalt thou walk safely by the way, and thy foot shall not stumble. If thou sleepest, thou shalt not be afraid, and when thou sleepest, thy sleep shall be sweet. Thou shalt not fear for any sudden fear, neither for destruction of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be for thine assurance, and shall preserve thy foot from taking. Withhold not the good from the owners thereof, though there be power in thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give thee, if thou now have it. Intend none hurt against thy neighbor, seeing he doth dwell without fear by thee. Strive not with a man causeless, when he hath done thee no harm. Be not envious for the wicked man, neither choose any of his ways. For the froward is abomination unto the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the righteous. With the scornful he scorneth, but he giveth grace unto the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but fools dishonor, though they be exalted.